Welcome to Story Lantern, where stories become gentle lights to guide your path. Tonight, I want to share with you a story that may change the way you see your own journey. It's about fear, patience, and the quiet power of clarity. This is The Lake of Clarity. In a quiet little town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young man named Daniel. From the outside, Daniel seemed like an ordinary boy. He went to school, helped his parents, and often wandered through the town square with a thoughtful look on his face. But inside, Daniel carried a storm. He had dreams, grand, beautiful dreams. He wanted to build a career that would inspire others, write stories that touched people's hearts, and one day travel far beyond the limits of his small town. Yet every time he thought about taking the first step, his mind drowned him with worries. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if people laugh at me? These thoughts swirled in his head like restless waves. Instead of acting, Daniel delayed. He postponed his plans, convinced himself tomorrow would be better, and ended up standing still while his dreams drifted further away. One evening, overwhelmed by frustration, Daniel decided to seek advice from the one man everyone respected, an old teacher named Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown was known for his calm presence and wise words. He had guided many young people through their darkest struggles. When Daniel approached him, pouring out his confusion and despair, Mr. Brown simply nodded and said, "Come with me tomorrow morning." The next day, Daniel followed Mr. Brown to a quiet lake on the edge of town. The water was still, so clear that it mirrored the sky and the trees along the shore. For a moment, Daniel felt peace, until Mr. Brown bent down, picked up a stick, and stirred the water vigorously. The lake, once crystal clear, became cloudy and chaotic. "Your mind," Mr. Brown said softly, "is just like this lake. When you let every fear, every doubt, every restless thought stir within you, the water turns muddy. You can no longer see clearly, and the path ahead disappears. But if you allow the water to settle, clarity returns." Daniel stared at the lake as the ripples slowly faded. The message struck deep, but Mr. Brown wasn't finished. He offered 4 lessons that he promised would change everything. First lesson: each morning, give yourself 5 minutes of silence. Sit still, breathe deeply, and allow your mind to calm. Begin your day with clarity, not chaos. Second lesson: write down your worries. Do not let them circle endlessly in your head. Once they are on paper, they lose their power, and you will feel lighter. Third lesson: do not try to climb the whole mountain at once. Break your goals into steps. Complete one small task at a time, and soon you will realize the summit is within reach. Fourth and most important lesson: be patient. Change is slow. Success is not born overnight. It grows, day by day, through persistence and faith. Daniel carried these words home and decided to practice them. At first it felt strange. Sitting in silence made his restless mind even louder. Writing his worries down seemed childish. Breaking goals into small tasks felt like moving too slowly. And patience was the hardest of all. But he did not give up. After weeks of practice, something shifted. His mornings became calmer. His notebook filled with scribbled fears, leaving space in his heart for focus. He started tackling one task at a time, finishing a page of writing, completing a short project, or making one meaningful connection each day. Little by little, Daniel discovered momentum. His mind grew clearer, his steps more certain. The fog of hesitation began to lift, revealing the path he had longed to see. Months later, Daniel looked back and realized he had changed. The boy who once delayed everything was now living with purpose. His projects gained recognition, his confidence grew, and more importantly, he learned to trust himself. Years passed, and Daniel achieved many of the dreams he once thought impossible. Yet whenever someone asked him the secret to his success, he always smiled and told the story of the lake. "Success is not about rushing," he would say. "It is not about doing everything at once. It is about finding clarity, taking one step at a time, and having the patience to keep going. If you calm the storm within, the path before you will always appear." And just like the still lake that reflected the sky, Daniel's life became a reflection of peace, persistence, and purpose, a reminder that the greatest victories begin not with speed, but with stillness. The story of Daniel reminds us all, your mind is the lake. If you let it be stirred by fear and doubt, you will see only confusion. But if you give yourself silence, patience, and trust, clarity will always return. So tonight, I leave you with this thought. Do not rush. Do not fear. Be still. Be patient. And when the waters of your mind grow calm, you will see the reflection of who you were always meant to become. This was the Lake of Clarity, shared with you by Story Lantern. Until next time, may your path be calm, your heart be steady, and your light shine bright.